Now, our second speaker is Bob Pierce, DTM. Bob has been a Toastmaster for 55 years. That's since December of 1966, when he joined the Anoka Toastmasters. Bob was Anoka Toastmasters' first DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster, and the first District 6 governor for Anoka. Joy Perkle, I believe, was the second from the club. Yes. We've had other district governors join our club since then because we're so terrific. The saying, people come into our life for a reason, for a season, or for a lifetime comes to mind, because in 1977, when I joined Toastmasters, he was the speechcraft coordinator. I had no idea what Toastmasters was about, that Toastmasters was public speaking. I thought speechcraft was just a class you took in the evening for about 6-8 weeks or so. I couldn't remember how long. And then when he told me it was public speaking, I was scared to death. Well, I guess when I picked someone for a lifetime, I guess I should have picked Tom Selleck. He's been a member of a number of clubs, Mankato, Fairmont, Worthington in Minnesota, Tucson, Arizona, and is now a member of the Stillwater Toastmasters Club. He has attended 12 regional conferences. For those who don't know, a region is a group of districts. District is like the state of Minnesota. He's attended 12 international conferences and district conferences in most of the districts in Region 4, our region. He was District 6 Secretary twice, Treasurer twice, Committee Chair 3 times, Parliamentarian for conferences, and held the top 3 offices in District 6. To say he is the leader is an understatement. He is terrific. The title of his speech is Excellence. He's asked for 10 minutes. The purpose is to relate why Anoka Toastmasters has been, is, and will be excellent. Excellence, Bob Pierce.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, what a privilege it is to be here. To be at any Toastmaster meeting is a privilege. When I joined Toastmasters, Dennis Oxner was the president of the club, and he's the one that inducted me. And many of you old timers will realize that he has spent every opportunity apologizing. I think he was kidding. I hope he was kidding. Why are we here tonight? We're here to celebrate 60 years of excellence. We'll discuss Toastmasters, the benefits that you achieve through the organization, which are tremendous. And one of the things that have struck me is that our founder was unsuccessful in starting a club in Chicago in a YMCA because it was all YMCA members. It was all executives. They were all alike. And when he left, the club folded. He didn't make that mistake in California. He started a club. He opened it up to everybody. And he said that that is all men. And he said that the thing we needed to remember is we need to have fun. We learn best in hours of enjoyment. I will discuss why I believe this club deserves the title of excellence in 2 ways. One, the program, the Toastmaster program itself and the uniqueness of it. And 2, why Anoka Toastmasters have been successful over the years. And if you define success in terms of people answering the question, did you benefit from your time in Toastmasters? And you will find unanimous consent. You know, I have yet to find anyone who would say anything differently. The other clubs will say, yes, yeah, but there's no doubt it's spoken with conviction of former members or present members of this club. The Toastmaster program is unique in that it is a self-help organization. Their Kiwanis and Rotary and other clubs are a community service type thing, and they help out. But we help train leaders for those clubs. We are unique in Toastmasters because we improve communication skills, which helps you in your work, in your church, in your family, and any other place that where you are asked to venture an opinion. You're benefiting from your experience in a self-help club. Everyone here tonight said they learned something. They learned something. When you do that, you take it to the community and you share it. This has been a real pleasure for me. I've enjoyed every Toastmaster meeting I've ever gone to. I like the idea of the community club because you get people from different walks of life. And I've yet to attend a meeting without learning something. And I've attended a lot of them. You have to listen sometimes. You have to listen all the time, but you will learn something in almost every meeting that you go to. So the Toastmaster program is unique in that respect. It offers you training in listening, as we heard here, and table topics, overcoming fear. We all join for different reasons and all benefit. And to me, the evaluation process has been critical. If it's done properly, and it is done properly in this club, you never tell someone, you did this, or you did that, or you should do this. No, we don't talk about the person. You talk about what they did, how they did it. You start off with the positives, and then you have the opportunity to list an area of suggested improvement, pointing out at all times that you are an audience of one. You may not always agree with everything, but hopefully you'll get something out of your evaluations. If nothing else, it makes you think. The evaluation process done properly is really, really helpful. You have to be a good listener to be an evaluator. And even experienced professional Toastmaster speakers go to meetings, large groups, and they often bring somebody from their organization. There's a speakers association that you have to meet some strenuous requirements to join, be a certified speaker. And they even have someone evaluate them afterwards. It's just an amazing phenomenon. And I certainly wasn't aware of it when I joined Toastmasters, but I learned along the way. And I had many mentors from the Toastmaster Club. I mentioned Dennis Oxter, he was one of them, Harry Russell, Rick Johnson, the list goes on of great people in Toastmasters. We carried this on to the Anoka Toastmasters, and what's unique about the Anoka Toastmasters. They do things the right way, and they've always had a hardcore, or I don't hardcore, a core of experienced members to gain from them. I have many mentors in this club. Many of them didn't realize that they were a mentor, but I learned something from them, so I guess they were mentors. When I joined, the club had been in existence for about 5 years, and they had been down, kind of went downhill a little bit, but they were coming back, and they continued to grow. And I remember at one point in time, we seemed to reach a plateau where you get up to 20 members, which is the Toastmaster goal. They say, yeah, that's good. Okay, we can rest on our laurels now. Guess what? Some of them didn't return. It doesn't work that way. And some of us suggested that maybe we ought to go for the Toastmaster recommendation of 40 members. And the naysayers said, no, you can't do that. They won't have 40 people who just can't all speak at a meeting. Well, we had an hour and a half to do it. And furthermore, it's pretty obvious that when we had 40 members, 25 members was a good turnout. And with 25 members, you have a really good meeting. You have something for everybody to do. Everybody speaks. That's always been the rule here. One of many things that this club does well and deserves the title of excellence. Our club members helped and participated at the district level. And they went beyond. And we were pioneers in some areas. We had a novice speech contest, and we spread that to the area. And at one time, you could join Toastmasters and sign up and pay your dues and give one speech and then go away and list on your resume that you were a Toastmaster. They soon put a stop to that. And that's when the requirement came in that you had to give 6 manual speeches. That kept somebody from doing Toastmasters. So they corrected the problem that existed. Our members have served in leadership roles. My greatest improvement in Toastmasters came from going from the club to the area. When I joined, I didn't know anything about areas or divisions or districts or regions or anything else, but I learned along the way. And it was unique at that time. We had area council meetings on a monthly basis throughout the Toastmaster year. The club president and the educational vice president and administrative vice president attended those meetings. We discussed speech contests and various activities. And that's where we, again, shared ideas and shared growth. You can always learn from other people in different situations. And that was true of our club. We had 2-hour meetings. And at that time, we recessed in the middle of the meeting. We'd come in and we'd order, and then we'd have a break for lunch, and then we'd go back. So we really had an 1.5-hour meeting, just as you have today, only you can do it, have the meeting first. Finding a meeting place is important. And the founders of the Anoka Toastmasters had the good sense to pick Wednesday nights. At that time, and our culture has changed a lot in a lot of ways, but at that time, you were, where was I going with this now? Oh yeah, Wednesday nights was church night. And some people said, oh, you can't have meetings on church night. Our school board said, no, you can't have meetings. The other clubs didn't. But that gave us the opportunity to have good meeting places. And a good meeting place is absolutely crucial. It has to have several requirements. It should have an open bar or an opportunity to have a drink and to socialize. And a lot of socializing was done. I don't remember the name of the restaurant in Coon Rapids where we met for Sportsman's. And and people would come early, and 1 or 2, and they'd share a drink maybe, and some would stay afterwards. And some people would have a drink. Some people didn't. Some people just came to listen. I remember one member who attended all of these meetings, never had anything to drink or anything like that. He just liked to be there and listen. I've met so many interesting people in Toastmasters through this club. I owe them so much, and I think we all do. And it's been a real privilege and opportunity to speak to you tonight. My conclusion is brief. I challenge you to continue to use your skills. The need is there. It's pretty obvious in our society today that we have a lot of problems in communications. And we can be the leader, and we can impress leaders, and we can impress upon them the need to get along, to disagree agreeably, and we will all be the better for it. If we're all good listeners and speakers, the need is there. Share your experience. You will continue to be an excellent club because the foundation is there. And I thank you very much for participating in this program tonight. This was a great idea. Another example of your excellence. Excellence abounds in Anoka Toastmasters. Madam Toastmaster.
And now you know why I joined the Anoka Toastmasters. Just please take a moment.